Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Trash Talk. Hey,
Oh,
Brandon's here. I'm here. We got our coffee. We're ready to go. Show them the cup.
look at that.
Cool cup. You guess what season it is, folks? You're going to be seeing cups like this from Brandon for the next month.
This is
Month and a half.
this is the warm up. It's like spooky season eve the whole month of September. We've actually had some decent weather, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I mean, I got to put a hoodie on twice already. Come on, let's.
I saw you posted a video of you and Luke going to the Halloween store. There's a really cool Halloween store in the area here, and pretty cool.
We're ready. We're ready. But we'll get into that. We'll get
Yeah,
into that.
yeah. We'll dedicate a whole show to that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
uh,
I I force Stuart every year to do a Halloween episode. He can't get away from.
well, you can see by the background for me that we're talking about road repairs or so called, which has been going on in North Texas, it seems like for the last 3 years or more.
Yeah, and I mean, some of that is to be expected because of the growth of the area. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can only plan so far ahead. Like, 50 years ago they didn't think certain places were going to pop off. But but there are some places that should have projected a little bit better. One of them, I work right off that road, 380. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
80 guys, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit about more local. So some of you guys might not get this, but we know you can relate. 380 is let's be real, 380 is a major highway. People do like 150 on that street. Okay. It's a big road. It goes forever. It's North Texas, and that has been busy since I got here 14 years ago.
Yeah, and for those that are not from the area, 380 probably was a three-lane highway in both directions, as we say, a dozen years ago. But the growth in this area has probably doubled or almost tripled in the same time. So even with three lanes going in each direction, of which a lot of trucks use that road too, it wasn't adequate, and they knew it was coming because they knew all these subdivisions were going in, but it was poor planning. Now,
Really poor. They were
yeah,
popping off substance and businesses faster than they were even attempting to do the road.
and the whole time that they're starting to work on the roads, they are also, with all these subdivisions going in, they're building these strip centers for more and more businesses to go in. It's almost incredible to me because, as in most large cities, you have major east-west highways, you have major north-south highways in order to take care of the traffic flow. Here, we have an adequate number of highways, but they are working on all of these highways simultaneously. So it's putting a real burden on the secondary streets. The ones with the stoplights. Now you got to sit bumper to bumper traffic to get where you're going. It's just incredible to me. We have a local publication comes out every week called The Impact. And in the Impact magazine, there is probably a two full page spread of the status of the road work. What's going on? When they expect what to open.
Yeah.
They are so far behind, which, right from the get-go, as soon as they sign the contract, you know that this ain't gonna happen. The only time I've seen it happen, back in Chicago, they used to write contracts for road work. And they specifically would say, if you finish within the time frame that's listed in the contract, you will get a 10% bonus. They would
Oh,
actually offer to pay a little bit more to the contractor to complete the contract within the time period. And probably 50% or more of those would finish on time because they knew it meant more money.
crazy. Like, hey, guess what, guys? we've got a contract. You gave us a date. You gave us a date on when it's going to be done. Yes, there's circumstances, weather,
Yeah.
COVID shifted a lot of things, but you picked the date. Okay, you're the expert. You gave us a date, and now we have to pay you to meet your obligation, even more money to meet you. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I mean, I get it. You got the work done, but I wish I could punch into my job and I have my day to days that I know I need to get done today. And my
Yeah.
boss come up to me and say, if you can get this done today, I'll give you 10 more percent in cash. I already got to get it done today. That's the obligation.
Yeah.
Like, I
But I
tell
mean,
you what,
very often when you have projects, a building project, they are starting to write in things. Not granted, the city is building into their side of the contract the amount of money if they do finish on time, knowing that if they don't finish on time, the city is actually saving the money. And all it's extra money for them. But my big problem is the fact that they will work on 5 miles of road at the same time when they can only go a half a mile or so at a time. But they put the cones out there, and for 5 miles you have to narrow the traffic down to a couple of lanes, and you don't see any workers in maybe a half or 1 mile of that 5 miles.
well, they got to justify their pay. They got to justify why they're there. So they got to show this is all for show. Look,
Yeah.
I got two. I'm going to get to the small one right now before I dive into the city of Frisco,
Hmm.
which launch in on those guys. Right here where I live, they announced starting in June they were working on a giant stretch of El Dorado. El Dorado is a pretty big road. Now where I live, it's 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going out. The other, nice divider. It's smaller, kind of residential, but it's still a
And
big.
and by the way, for those watching, El Dorado Parkway is a major east-west road that is 1 mile south of this 380 that we've been talking about. So that has also always been an alternate for all the garbage that's going on 380.
Well, now they're doing it in major intersections. You got Dallas Tollway, which is a major highway, and El Dorado getting beat up. You
Right.
got El Dorado and some other street right before Dallas Tollway. I can't, Frisco Street. And then now you've got this part in McKinney where I am. So right now it's blocked. It's in front of my place. I literally have to, if I go to turn right, I gotta like pound through gridlock every time of the day to get out because the way out. So that's a problem. And it's been that way forever. But the thing with them is it started in June way down and they're already here. They're almost done. That's really not that bad. I mean, like, I see the progress and they're moving along. Now, the city of Frisco and all their brilliance, guys, we have a downtown. I've talked about it. Stuart's talked about it. I used to live there.
Yeah.
Downtown is an old school downtown, old buildings, very tight street, not much parking on the street. It needed something 12 years ago. The minute that FC Dallas built a stadium there,
That's
it
right.
needed, and they ignored it. And the reason they ignored it is because they sunk in all their money into Jerry Jones' star, where the Dallas Cowboys allegedly practice. I don't know. And built in all the nightclub, the bougie crap, $1 billion built in the businesses. That's the city of Frisco's crown jewel, and they ignored the downtown for years.
Right.
Then,
Exactly.
then the revitalization happened. People are like, I like the downtown. There's some cool shops there. There's these, great coffee shops and some restaurants. And the city of Frisco said, hey, guess what? Finally, we want to revitalize the downtown. Why? Because we're running out of room, we're running out of space. So let's do this. So they did start to knock down some buildings that probably deserved it. And they started to build a parking structure, 2-story buildings, and the gentrification is happening. But now they've jacked up that downtown. It's been 400 and I think 53 days, if I'm not mistaken, that they've been working on the downtown.
Yeah.
And we've lost I think four businesses have shut down because the
Oh,
traffic.
more than that. There is one of the oldest established businesses, the School of Rock, just announced that they're relocating. They're they're
Oh,
they're leaving. They're leaving. They just can't survive there anymore. This guy that's been a mainstay of haircuts, Brooklyn Cuts, and all. They closed that down, but they opened a pizzeria.
well, okay. They're not the same people
Yeah.
from what I found out. I don't know
Yeah.
how Brooklyn's Pizzeria is going to make it there because they ain't done with that construction. But Brooklyn's, the haircut place, got a new spot. So he's not done yet. He just moved. But to your point,
Yeah.
um, look at Randy's Steakhouse. He just posted online. He don't know if he's gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah, because they're working on his side of the street now, and there is almost virtually no way to get into his parking lot.
So
And
here's the thing.
he's been a staple. You know what happened was they renamed for they did things, cart before the horse.
Of course they
They
did.
they renamed the district the Rail District, which was that was kind of a neat idea because we used to have trains running through Frisco, and now the train tracks are virtually gone, but they called it the Rail Districts. Everybody thought, oh, that's kind of cool. It was going to be a strolling area, and they had all these really nice shops and eateries. A lot of them were Mama Papa owned and operated places. They all went in. Then they announced they're going to tear up the streets.
And they're gutting it. They are not only doing, they are gutting it. This isn't just trying to widen the road. They are putting in walkways. They are putting in parks, which that should have happened a long time ago.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But now you want a downtown because you have no area. So you need more and they're gutting it. And the thing is, I don't know all the behind the scenes. I only know from talking to some of these business owners that I know what the city proposed to them, what the landlords proposed to them. It ain't much, okay? They
No,
ain't get they so the reason School of Rock left, yeah, they can't afford the rent anymore, okay? Because nobody's going there because you can't freaking park anywhere. And guess what? Here's the thing. The city of Frisco does not care. They don't care because
well,
they
and the
have
city is not doing anything to pressure the landlords to give
no.
relief to the tenants in order to keep the tenants there. And so the landlords are saying, I'm sorry, go to the federal government and apply for a business interruption loan or so. So now you're putting more responsibility on the business owners. And a lot of them are just saying, hey, you know what? It ain't worth it. And I
They
think that
want
within, we're gonna probably see more, especially some of those really nice cafes, I think are going to give up. And then what's going to happen? The only people that are going to be able to lease it to is to Panera Bread
it,
or something that to come in.
the identity of the downtown is going to be look cool to go hang out in, but when you go down there, it's going to be the same generic
Right.
shops. It's the money that wins because the city of Frisco, in my opinion, does not care. And they want to get that old look out of there. They want the gas station. You know which gas station I'm talking about.
Yep.
They want them to be gone. They want the people to be gone. They want they want their new shiny downtown there. And then the Frisco hoity-toity Ugg boots wearing Stanley drinking moms can walk around and be like, look at my downtown. It's a shame, but this construction is killing the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those that are not from our area that are following our shows, you probably know what we're talking about because the same thing is going on in major cities all over the country. Is there's this big kick for revitalization, but in the meantime, you don't plan for the impact that it's going to make on the people that have made these downtown areas what they are. You're driving them away, and so that eventually the downtown areas are going to start looking like the malls and the strip centers and everything else. And there's no home feeling about that.
and you can't fake the culture, okay? You can't fake culture. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't history. And I'm okay. Like I agree that they need to take
You
it
know,
anyway. You know what I mean? But
you're
the
freezing up,
building,
dude.
huh?
I just got a note on the sign. It says your internet connection is unstable.
You're unstable.
I know it's not the internet connection.
It,
It's me. Just
I was
like
wondering,
the roads in town, where it's just completely unstable.
they're probably doing a construction in your house right now. You don't know it.
Yeah, yeah. Or somebody from the city said, "Get that guy off the air. He's bad mouthing our town."
But a lot of cities, it's not just Frisco. We've seen it, but I think it's a problem because the city planners don't look that far ahead, or when the opportunity comes, they wait. And that's what happened in this situation. They waited and
Yeah.
waited and waited.
And unfortunately, they may have waited too long because when the sidewalks and the roads and the new street lights and everything are in and it all looks real nice on the outside, there ain't going to be anybody behind the doors to serve you anything because they're going to be sitting there waiting and waiting, and then the landlords are going to turn around and lower the rents to get new tenants in instead of giving, a good deal to the people that help make them who they are.
Key reason why I moved was because of this. I mean,
Yeah.
my land told me she was selling the house and she sold it allegedly, but then it's still there. But then I also saw like the whole backside is torn down. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my people buying up houses left and right. You know,
Yeah.
I can imagine if I was there now. I can't imagine how I would get to where I need to go. God, even just taking Luke to school, I don't. I'd have to leave 50 minutes early. You know,
Yeah. What bothers me is that's eventually 5, 10 years from now, people are going to drive down Main Street of our
shut
town
up.
and they're going to say, you know, over there that used to be this and
Yeah.
that used to be this, and it was such a nice shop, and the lady that ran that shop was so cool, and the Hispanics that ran that taco shop were awesome, and but they're all gone now.
I'm
So
worried. Shout
yeah.
out to Mary still being there, man. I hope
Yeah.
Mariana stays. People, man.
All right. Well, we've rattled on our city already and all the construction that's going on, so we'll move on. Catch up with you again next week, and we'll talk about something interesting, I'm sure. Okay.
Right.
Well, make it a good one. Bye.